Hello, friends. Sam from Sam's Disney Diary. That is the blue-haired blogger himself, Greg from Fantasyland News. It is this week at Walt Disney World, September the 24th, 2025. Greetings to all of those joining us live. We appreciate it. If you're not with us live or listening to the podcast, make sure you join us Wednesday nights on YouTube. Greg, it's been a big week in the parks. You've been there. Lots of announcements, lots of Star Wars. What are we talking about today, my friend?
Sam, I feel like I never leave the park. Actually, I feel like I haven't been in the parks lately. But anyway, we're going to talk Launch Bay today. We got a lot of Star Wars news, but we're also going to talk about Disney Animation Courtyard is closing. Actually, make that. It is officially closed. It is 9 o'clock.
9:02. Yes, it's 9:02.
Yeah, we're going to talk some Mando and Grogu, rebuild the galaxy, Lego rebuild the galaxy. We're going to go over to Disney's Animal Kingdom and talk about Craney McCraneface, who's living over there as a new park icon.
Vertical. Yeah.
Yeah, it's stuff's going vertical over there. We'll go over to Disney Springs and talk Magic the Gathering. We got the Boathouse Duck Sipper, which is pretty darn cool. We're going to talk Tron. Ladies and gentlemen, get used to talking about Tron for 2 more weeks, because that's right. All I'm talking about, including, Sam, I didn't see in our news thing, the new shoes. We'll talk about that eventually.
Oh, yeah. I missed that, but let's talk about Tron shoes. They look pretty cool, dude.
Let's wait a minute. When we get to Tron, we'll talk about Tron shoes. We got congratulations to the brand new Walt Disney World ambassadors. It is the 60th anniversary of the Disney ambassadorship. So Disney's kind of going all out this year. We're going to talk about the new ambassadors. We'll talk about old ambassadors. We're going to talk about, holidays. We got Kingdom Hearts. We got Candlelight Processional. We got merch. We got Muppets 70th to end it all. I couldn't read my handwriting, Sam. I went too fast. Moving on.
All that more coming up next. Do us a favor. Tell us where you're watching from and share the show so that others can join in with us. We'll be right back. Greg, before we get started, there was one thing that I forgot to put in the package that we're going to be talking about here today, and that was the Disneyland 70th celebration that was on ABC this past weekend on the 21st day of September. Do you remember? It was on
Yeah,
TV.
yes, I
It
did.
was what were your thoughts on Disneyland's 70th celebration?
Actually, I really enjoyed it. Better to watch it on Disney Plus the next day with no commercials. But yeah,
Sure.
the 2020 ABC special for the Disneyland 70th I thought was excellent. It was well done. A lot of people we know were in that special. That's what I thought was cool.
Absolutely.
Like Kevin Kern, who I see all the time and hang out with down here at Disney World once in a while as a Disney archivist and works over there at Disney Archives, and seeing some friends of ours and people we've been in the room and talked to a lot, seeing them on TV talking about their love and passion of Disneyland. And, I mean, we are not here doing this today if we didn't have Disneyland. So
It's
all
true.
respect. You know
It's
what I
true.
would do in this week, by the way, Sam? Actually, I want to hear your thoughts on it before that. What are
Okay.
your thoughts?
My thoughts on it. Look, so this is 70. I had written a blog, I think we talked about it over Sam's Disney Diary, where I talked about all of the specials that have been on TV, right? The 60th anniversary special, which featured Elton John, and that you can find on the YouTube channel. The 35th anniversary, which was Cheers, and the gang from Cheers was watching the TV, and Woody's talking about his trips to Disneyland as a kid. It was really cool. And the 25th and the 20th and the 45th and just all over the map. So to me, the story of Disneyland, they tell it every time. And the
Right.
stories is what it is. But what I found this time is they added some interesting little twists or tried to get some context that maybe you haven't seen before. Looked to me like there was some footage from the upcoming Leslie Iwerks thing that she's working on, where they found some old reels of film. I also liked how they had Bob Iger and the interview he had with Richard Sherman right before he passed away. And It's a Small World and the 70th and the new lyrics, which we know have now been extended to Disney World. It was good. A lot of it was summary or reminder, but I also looked through the lens of someone that maybe doesn't know some of those things. And I thought it
Yeah,
was great.
look, I think they kind of blurred the lines between Disney World and Disneyland a few parts, especially talking to the prince. And is it Meghan Markle? I don't know who he's married to, but whichever that
was
one
kind of
is,
cool. Yeah, the
it was
images.
cool. But it was just like I remember going to Disneyland as a kid, and it was like, no, that's Disney World. Like, come on, let's not put.
Okay.
Come on, give us credit. Give us the credit we deserve. But yeah, it was really good. You know what I've done this week, Sam? And I always stop you in the beginning to be like, "How was your week? How are the Steelers?"
Yeah.
Moving on.
Lucky we haven't played anybody yet. I mean, so it's the thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, we're great." No, we're not. We haven't beat
Yeah.
anybody. There's good
You know what
teams
I've
out
done
there.
this week?
Kill 'em.
I have deep dove Richard Kind in Disney movies. Like,
Yes.
I don't even know why I've been doing this, but seeing Richard Kind in A Bug's Life, in Cars, in
Right?
Inside Out, I don't even know what it is about the guy. It's like I feel like going back and watching, like, I don't know, whatever else he's been in. Was that Spin City or Mad About You or
Okay, so
something like
what
that?
did you do this weekend? You went to see him somewhere?
No, I've been deep diving his stuff on TV for
Oh,
just no random, just
okay.
randomly,
I thought maybe there was
you
some
ever
kind of
just
a stand-up.
pick something out of the world and they're like, "Oh, here's something for you to deep dive." And I think I just deep dove that for no reason.
I do, and I'll jump ahead a little bit, but this is one of them because I recently picked this up. Nice little Star Wars. This is from Sam's Club or Costco. I don't remember where I got, but this is every
Right.
Star Wars Lego that's ever been released in a cool box. It's awesome. And in this box are some minifigs that I can't wait to get into. But anyway,
Oh, speaking of randomness that we've just gone off on,
yeah, we had a list of things to talk about, but go ahead.
and we're going to get to them because we have a big list of stuff. And you know what?
Yeah.
What's sad?
Hi,
I
Lily,
think I
by
may
the way.
have forgotten what I was going to talk about. Lego,
forgot?
right? We were talking about Lego. I don't know.
Yes, we were.
Moving on. I thought I literally just in that amount of space, it just jumped from my brain.
I have some Lego here because what else I have, Greg? You and I haven't talked about it. We've
Yeah.
talked about it off the air, but I am set with the Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar for
Funny enough,
2025.
if
Funny
I
enough,
could
you
just
might
reach
have one of those
extra
somewhere.
2 feet behind me, I have that too, and I don't know where.
I am going to add a twist because look, this is the Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar. We get this, we open it starting December 1st, and I've done this for way longer than I like to admit, and I have them all in places. But I wanted to mix it up a little bit this year, Greg. So what we did is I added the Frozen Advent Calendar to the same thing, right? This is the Lego Frozen Advent Calendar. And my intention is
Oh,
to every day build the Star Wars of the day, build the
please,
Frozen of the day, and then mash them up together with my own rebuild the Star Wars Frozen Galaxy.
please tell me there's an Olaf that's going to be on a Millennium Falcon.
So
What the
here's what I'm going to say. There is, if I look at this, there is an Olaf in here, right?
Yeah,
There's clearly an Olaf. And
clearly.
we're going to get to this guy a little later, but in the Star Wars one, there is a Bubba Frick in there.
Wow, it is.
So those two together, nice shot, baby. We'll get to that. I'm jumping
We'll
way
get to that. So where do you want to start, Sam? We actually have a list of stuff. You
We do.
keep it
Let's
going.
start with today in the parks was the final day, and you mentioned it before. Today was the final day to experience Star Wars Launch Bay. Star Wars Launch Bay is now, as of 11 minutes ago, on September the 24th, closed forever. You got there. But before we get to some of the images for today, Greg, I thought I'd go back into my archive because I was there soon after it opened and double click on some of the original concept art for Star Wars Launch Bay when it opened back in 2015. It's been there for 10 years.
Look at that. That didn't happen.
Look at all that stuff that didn't happen. And that's kind of my thing because we're going to talk about concept art later at Animal Kingdom. And
I
there's
still can't beat R2D2. My man, I have
front and center in here.
I was in I was in California the last time R2D2 just popped up out of nowhere for Disney Plus Day here at Hollywood Studios. No,
really
I'm gallivanting across Disneyland instead. And then he pops up again, and I'm literally somewhere else across the country. I've never met R2D2 because of this. And now I look at this concept art and I'm like, I could have been meeting him this whole time.
Well, he never showed up there. BB-8 sort of took his spot. But I will say, I don't think I've seen R2-D2 in the parks. I have seen R2-MK, who was the Star Wars Weekend version with the Mickey ears on him. I've seen that astromech droid multiple times. But remember, in 2015, when Launch Bay opened, of course, this replaced the Animation Academy, the Mushu, double the Mushu, double the fun, or the face of Brad Pitt. No, a camel. Who was in on that meeting? I don't know if you remember, but I can quote that as much as I can quote Muppet Vision.
Wow.
But Launch Bay, remember, was put in 2015, not long after the Force Awakens Disney acquisition, and it was really designed to give us something Star Wars while Batuu was under construction. Because Batuu doesn't open until 2019.
Star Tours on the other side of the park.
We had Star Tours, yep.
And then the thing about this was, it was always cool because this was the launching spot for, if you remember the fireworks, the Star Wars show that would happen a few times a day.
Yes.
And then the finale, and then they would have the Star Wars parade that would, leave from there and go across the park?
Yeah, they had that, and they also had the Galaxy Far, Far Away stage show for a while that was really cool. There was a lot of really cool Star Wars things. I still miss Star Wars Galactic Experience, the fireworks show. I don't know why they haven't brought that back. That thing was incredible. But this is what Launch Bay was promised to be. We never got the R2-D2 meet and greets. There's a
and we never got a Millennium Falcon or a TIE wing like that.
Not in the displays. They're showing display cases. I also see a Gronk droid. How cool would it have been if he was a plug-in to charge your phone up? That would have been cool.
How cool would it be just to see a Gronk droid just Gronk, just walking across?
I mean, they're walking batteries.
He could have been on just a track walking through just randomly, and I would have been like,
cool. I'd have no problem with it. We do see a Chewbacca meet and greet in the background here, but it looks like it's outside.
Everything looked pretty cool. What we got, I thought was fine. And you have images of what
I have images from early on when there were some really cool displays, like a full-size Yoda that was a prop that was for sale. You see Darth Vader costumes here, lots of figurines, memorabilia, including, full Darth Vader costumes and a Darth Vader bust where the helmet came off. And if I remember right, that was like $2,700. There was artwork in there that is only rivaled by the Acme booth at Festival of Arts, right? Just Star Wars art everywhere and just some of the coolest things ever. And of course, the concept art that was outside in the queue. And some of this still there today. We'll look at your pictures in a
All
minute.
of that is still there today.
Still there. And it was also rotating. So these images that we're looking at now were right after Solo, the Star Wars movie, came out. And there were props from that movie, including costumes. And I remember seeing here for the first time the Millennium Falcon where the escape pod in the front hadn't escaped yet. That was really cool. And lots of props and images. And of course, this is where you could meet Darth Vader, and you meet Chewbacca, and you meet BB-8. There's also a cool little cantina where Jawas would some kind be scurrying around. That was always cool.
Wait, Jawas?
There were Jawas in here for a while. Do you remember during Star Wars weekends, they had in the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater, that a Star Wars breakfast? In that Star Wars breakfast, I have video of this. We'll deep dive on this later. In that Star Wars breakfast, there were Jawas that were like scurrying around, and they'd meet you, and they'd try to trade with you and barter with you, and it was interesting because they'd have little handfuls of things, and started like trying to trade pins, but then they'd try to trade other things, and it was interesting to say the least. But there were Jawas in here a few times.
How tall were the Jawas?
Not very.
Okay.
Not very. They were not very, and you couldn't see, that they were Jawas. I don't know. They're Jawa size.
You know what's funny? I mean, nothing for nothing. I know a Jawa, so I'm cool.
Yeah,
I understand.
I get it. There are. That's a double click for later. Some other interesting movie props.
I know a Jawa.
I know
Leilani Shu. Like she plays.
I'm aware.
Jawa.
Yeah,
like
she's a Jawa.
Well, she is a Jawa.
Yeah, and Lily, absolutely. Those advent calendars are the best. There's more than just those two. There's a Harry Potter Lego advent calendar. There's a Lego Friends, and anyway, Greg, here's some
alone.
Yeah, yes, there are some props here that I know you took a look at earlier today, and one of them, I think,
prop area is still the same.
Yep. And I wonder where's this stuff go, dude? Where's this Death Star that's inside here going to go? How do we get that?
Back here? Is that okay? Can I?
No,
put
that's
it on
a popcorn bucket. This isn't a popcorn bucket.
Oh. How do I own that?
That's what I'm asking you.
An Imperial Star Cruiser in my house.
The Star Destroyer, or the what is this? Looks like a Jedi fighter, and
right. And I'm sure it'll go to the archives. But you know who really could use something like it's going to sit in a crate? You and I would have that on display. I would have please come over every other Friday in March, and you can see my Imperial Star Cruiser and Death Star.
You spent some time there today. And you stopped me a little earlier. There's I think this is a Corvette from the Rebellion. It's one of the things that it almost looks like the ship, the Princess Leia, the Tatum 4.
It is the ship that Princess Leia first gets stopped on when Darth Vader. The first scenes of Star Wars when they're just like.
Look, I am going to blow you away with this one because sitting right next to me, I have the Lego set of that right here.
Yes. So that is that.
There it is.
Right. It is literally the ship that Leia Organa is on when Darth Vader comes breaking down the door, and he's just like,
yes.
Where are the plans?
Okay, so what did you do today? You somehow got to look inside the front of this, or what did you do?
Yes. There is a small inch-wide window on the
very
front of the Corellian Corvette. Right there, exactly where you're pointing is a small window. And Sam,
inside of that window
is a secret that not many people knew about was in there. It is one of the best hidden Easter eggs at Walt Disney World that very, very few people knew about. And thanks to Jeremiah from Laughing Place, him and I worked on getting the right light and the right camera in the right zoom to get that picture today.
That is, it looks like a poster. Looks like a poster from Star Wars Weekends where you have Mickey and Minnie, like Luke and Leia. And
that is the original Star Wars poster that was ever released to movie theaters before the movie made it big. And on the original one, you would have seen Luke and Leia and Darth
Yeah.
Vader.
Yep. And in here we see Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
All right.
that was just this little Easter egg that you could find. And yeah, it's just gone. It's just gone.
There's some other Lego sets here too, Holly, but I'm gonna leave them over there for right now. I'm gonna knock things over. Let me keep moving on because also, Greg, not only is this the last day for Launch Bay, it is also the last day for the courtyard. These are images that you took today, September the 24th, 2025, on its last day of operation. This archway, which has been there since the opening and the original studio tour, is going to be gone. The animation courtyard and the updates that they had for Cool Kids Summer are going away. And Greg, I'm not surprised at all to see that you have images of the characters on their final day of being there. Daisy Duck, Chip and Dale, and Vampirina.
Yeah, I spent some time with the characters this morning. I spent some time going through the Get Animated courtyard, the animation courtyard, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it was great. This summer, Disney gave a lot of love to that courtyard, right? This was a dead oh, yeah, thank you, Holly.
Save
This
Doc
was
McStuffins.
a dead zone.
Bring in Bluey. Bring in Bluey. Where is Bluey?
By the
That's
way,
what we
it
want to
is
know.
October almost, and no signs of Bluey at Disney World, nor an announcement. So I'm just saying, nobody's counting.
Nobody's counting, but we remember you saying that
We
Bluey
remember.
would be in the parks in 2025. We're just saying.
Yeah.
If this is today, Greg, there's not a lot of people there to celebrate the last day of
right.
launch.
So it was early. Look, this is 9 a.m. This is rope drop. I was able to walk. Like Daisy and Donald had nobody meeting them, so I walked up. I was like, I'm going to meet Daisy and Donald, and Chip and Dale had no line, so of course I'm going to hang out with Chip and Dale.
Absolutely.
It was a sad morning for cast members who have worked at the Get Animated all summer. Like I said, I think Disney did a fabulous job doing Get Animated, their Cool Kids Summer Spectacular. Hollywood Studios, really well received. People really enjoyed it. They did a great job with this courtyard. And now it's just gone. So we saw a lot of cast members were hugging each other, and they were very sad and upset that they weren't all going to be working with each other anymore. But the cool thing was, with that comes special shots of, hey, there's Doc McStuffins hanging out by herself and giving a hug to a cast member. Out there is Vampirina, which, by the way, Vampirina, if you are a Disney Plus fan, just a brand new live action show just premiered on Disney Plus. So she's relevant again. The trick is, Sam, where do these characters go?
Where do the characters go? Well, let's step back a second, because where do the cast members go? They just sort of get reassigned because, look, we know this is going to be back in 2026 as something else. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the cast members just sort of get reassigned, and then they might all be back in 6 months.
Maybe? Or a year.
Or a year. Well, wait, you talk about the characters.
October 1st, 2026.
It could be. That's the new fiscal, right? And that's, by the way, October the 1st is the beginning of Disney's first annual year. So a lot of things change this time of year. I'm just saying. As far as the characters in the animation courtyard, let's start there. The Vampirinas and the Daisy and Chip and Dale. Where are they going to be moved to inside of Hollywood Studios starting here next week?
I would imagine most around Echo Lake. Chip and Dale will be back in front of the Chinese Theater. I think Daisy and Donald will go off where that Indiana Jones exit is in Echo Lake, and then you can just bring out other characters. There's 3 other spots that characters can meet and greet. I think that's what they're going to do. I mean, there's no other character that would fit any other part of the park. You and I were trying to discuss the Star Wars characters, right? Let's bring it down.
So let's get to those, right? Because BB-8 is, and they're different. BB-8, Darth Vader, Chewbacca are in there. BB-8 is sort of a fixture, right? BB-8 is a droid that's in the room that you go in and meet and get your picture taken. That whole prop setup would have to be moved, I would think.
Or you just are going to Rise the Resistance and going to see BB-8 moving back and forth on that ride and try and get a picture that way.
And BB-8 and Chewbacca are easy because they fit into the timeline of Galaxy's Edge of the 2.
Easy.
I mean, we see
move.
Chewie over there now.
And
Chewie's over there now.
Like, Right.
Yes.
Chewie's walking around. Chewie's hanging out by Smuggler's Run. Chewie's running resistance missions with Ray. I'm not
So
worried about
BB-8
seeing
is there. Here's where the storyline kind of gets in the way, and why I think Disney ultimately is going to change that storyline. Today, in the storyline inside of Batuu, BB-8 is in Poe Dameron's fighter, waiting to escort you on the
Yep.
attraction Rise of Resistance. So he's in the land. He just happens to be inside that X-wing that's inside the attraction. So I
And
can.
he does the whole preview with Ray in the beginning.
That's
There's
right. So
spots to
he's
see
there.
BB-8. Right. The Darth
Um,
Vader one is the big one.
We'll get to that in a second. Let me keep going here. These are some of your images from today. Thank you very much for the images of the Star Wars medallions that are inside there. I did not know these were there. That's Mando and Grogu.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
And of course, penny presses. Not necessarily. And what I find interesting here, these penny presses are the Force Awakens, which
Yep.
times with when Launch Bay opened. But they don't say Star Wars Launch Bay, but it's cool.
Right.
It's awesome. They're penny presses. And of course, there's where the penny presses are. There's the murals on the wall. They had added the rug that looks like the crawl. They added that afterwards, but I remember when that was added, Star Wars Launch Bay. It's cool. The more images you took today. So this is where you got that image today inside.
That is
this
where I got the
fighter
image
that's sitting
today.
there. And those are ones, so you can tell the one with the Death Star and the is that a TIE pilot? That's the same stuff that's been there for quite a while. Outside that old Q area is still original concept art, is what I should say. They're not props. It'll be interesting to see what this turns into, if it's going to be a Q, if they're going to repurpose this. And of course, BB-8, Darth Vader, Chewbacca. Greg, the big question is, where are we going to encounter Darth Vader starting tomorrow? Or are
There
we?
is rumors of him being by Star Tours, which is what we speculated on many times. It's nothing official, right? Disney hasn't come out and said, here's where it is. We'll see on the app tomorrow. We'll know exactly where he is. The queue by Star Tours, or what was the old Jedi Padawan training area?
That the Jedi Training Academy.
Right.
Jedi
so
Training
you could
Academy.
Still meet Darth Vader in that area. There's space
places
for him
to do it outside of Galaxy's Edge.
But at the same time, I don't know if you need him out there. And it's sad to say that in this, with how they're redoing it, right? Does Darth Vader make or break a Hollywood Studios vacation for you?
I think that you're going to get guests' complaints if there is no Darth Vader meet and greet. And hear me out on this one. This goes back to people arriving that maybe are our age, a little older, that saw Star Wars in the theaters and aren't really attached to the new ones, and walk into Galaxy's Edge and go, where's Darth Vader? That's how he ended up as a meet and greet over at Launch Bay, because of what people asked guest relations for. And the sign that you took today has 40 minutes for the Darth Vader wait. With the other Chewie
ended up over 2 hours at one point.
Okay, and that's probably because, oh my God, this might be my last chance to see him. I think that there has to be a Darth Vader meet and greet. The obvious place to put him is over by where the Jedi Training Academy was. That makes complete sense to me, because you have a backdrop that looks like it's a ship that opens and closes from that experience, which never came back. We'll find out tomorrow. Much more happening here.
I think that meet and greet with Darth Vader over there was special. You had the time.
It was.
You got one-on-one time. You got a backdrop that looked like, oh, this is where Darth Vader actually is at. If you put him out in the open, I don't know. Just doesn't have the same weight.
We got to wait and see.
But we will see tomorrow. I will be there at 9 a.m.
Let me know. And I want you in guest relations asking where Darth Vader is. Please.
You know what? I will stop there first, and I will record it and put you on speakerphone.
Okay. Yeah. Put FaceTime me in there. Let's figure that out. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to what this is going to be. We talked about this before. This is turning into a new animation courtyard. You see a lot of green space in the middle. We see that the big, I don't know what we call the marquee, is gone. And this is the Animation Academy. We know that there's a Mary Blair inspired play area coming inside there. This is inspired by the Once Upon a Time short that Disney Animation Studios put together. What else can you tell me about what's coming here?
That's pretty much it. Like, I
Okay.
mean, look, the outside area is going to look fabulous. It's going to be well done. Everything's going to work together. I have a feeling the Sorcerer Hat at nighttime is going to light up with the garden area. It's
Yeah,
going to
that'd
be
be
a
cool.
beautiful spot to just,
Do
right here's,
we
as long as people can go on that grass, right? At
Yes.
Disneyland, you can go sit on the grass. In Disney
Yeah.
World, you can't go sit on the grass. It has to
Oh,
be
that you can
fake
sit in the
grass.
concrete. That's
Right.
also a huge stroller parking area, and I don't know where those strollers are gonna go. My biggest question, Greg, up in the top corner here, what do we have up here, and what goes into the
That's the
dance and
entrance
play Disney Junior?
to Disney Junior Dance and Play, whatever they
Is
do
that what's
there.
coming? What are they doing there? That's the question. Do we know? I know
So
we joked that,
they
we wanted it to be
said that
Bluey,
they were
but
gonna be bringing a dance party or a newer reimagined. I think it's gonna be the new Disney Junior show that is going on over in California right now. What was the Disney Junior Live on stage, and it has more characters. I think you're gonna see more of that. I think they're gonna tie in with
more
the
full-size character, right? It's like we're talking costumed characters, not puppets or not video.
right. No costume
Yeah,
characters. You're gonna see a stage show that happens a few times a year, a day going
right.
on over there, and it's going to still be a dance party for kids. It was a Disney Junior playing dance. Um,
Yeah,
I think
this
you're
is,
still gonna see that.
coming in
I think the only
2026.
difference is they may add Bluey in there or a meet and greet. Look, this whole
That works.
Bluey thing is, the second time we brought it up, we don't know. And could they have
We don't know.
delayed it? And could they come out and announce it? Hey, we've delayed it until the opening of this courtyard, and this is where he's going.
Maybe.
I'm looking forward to the inside of the animation courtyard. It
Yes.
looks beautiful over there. Yeah, and listen, while all this is going on, the Little Mermaid will not be affected. It'll still be open. It's still ongoing.
Perfect, thank you. That's in the studio theater, and you do see the marquee here. I can't tell if is that the new marquee or the older one? I can't
I
tell
can't tell
in
from
the concept art.
this
Yeah,
far
from
back.
these angles, you can't tell.
Yeah,
But,
but the gate, here's the sad part, right? Are they going to use any of that area for Jollywood Nights? Right,
great
we don't
question.
know.
Great
That's
question.
coming. I mean, look, we're getting really close to Jollywood Nights, which we'll talk
We
about a
are.
bit. That they still need area for people to go. They still need to put that party on. You can't knock down that archway immediately. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to block off and what they're not. And again, we'll find out in the next few days.
We will. It will be awesome. Let's talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu real quick. But I
Yeah.
think, but before I do that, dude, I just there's so much StarArs going on. I feel like it's Womp Rat Radio. I want to play just a couple of seconds of the old thing.
You're listening to WRRT Radio Radio.
Space. You will never find a more wretched hive come to the
I just love playing that, by the way. I could play that again and again. But let's talk Star Wars. Let's talk Mandalorian and Grogu. I am going to play the trailer without the audio because I do want to talk about a couple of things here, Greg. Number one, that was not. I thought when I first saw this that this is what we saw at Destination D23.
It was
like,
part of
oh,
it.
wow. It's part of it, but it's not all of it because at Destination D23, we saw a clip of the movie that was Mando charging into an AT-AT walker from the back to the front. And we can only imagine that it was the AT-AT walker that got blown up here. But we see Sigourney Weaver, which is a character. We don't know what the character is.
Right. Wait, right here. Oh, you know what you saw in the background right there?
What did we see?
The Galactic Star Cruiser makes an appearance.
Very cool.
In this trailer, which I thought was cool. And then we get to see cool. Jabba's son. Jabba's son is all jacked up looking. Ronto.
Yep. This is 30 years after he first appeared in the Clone Wars. There's the AT-AT walker getting destroyed and falling, and that's always cool to see that.
And we saw the clip of how that happens.
Yes. Well, we think right? Sometimes they get tricky and they take things out of order, but I like the Western theme of the title. Let's talk about this movie poster for just a minute, because this movie poster, we see a couple of huts in the bottom corner. Those are the huts that were in Mandalorian season 2, maybe? Don't remember which season, but they were there.
Right.
Let's move a couple of images that I took because I kind of like them. Number one was that AT-AT explosion, really cool.
I thought that's childhood to me.
It is, as are a bunch of stormtroopers through a set of binoculars. We see Mando and Grogu, where Grogu is looking through some type of a periscope. Looks like one that might have been mounted on one of Mando's guns. Here's the interesting things they do in the clip, though. They go from showing Grogu looking through this telescope to an image of this stormtrooper thing, which clearly is being seen through 2, not 1, right? So they edited it to try to trick you.
Yeah, it's a binocular to an omnocular.
Yes, Bubba Frick, or the species, those are Anzillans, I think they are.
Yes. Not a fan. And by the way, what color is Grogu? Is he chartreuse? Like, I'm trying to figure out what color he is besides just green.
It's really close to Kermit.
Okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, it's
anyway,
not.
so remember I couldn't find this image, and I think you took a picture of one. It was an image from Destination D23 where one of these Anzillans, this alien, is riding on one of the box droids. Yes. And we saw, I forget where, maybe it was part of the Disneyland 70th special that was on. They were talking about how Jon Favreau was talking about how the parks have inspired his movie making. And after seeing those box droids in Galaxy's Edge, he approached the Imagineers and said, hey, can I put them in my movie? And that's just a full circle moment that I'm struggling to comprehend, but I'm okay with it because I don't want the parks. I don't know. I'm old school.
It's all linked together anymore, Sam, isn't it?
It does. It does. But that's kind of cool. Here's a couple more images. There is Rhoda the Hutt. That is Jabba the Hutt's son. At least we think so. It looks like he's in some type of...
man's jacked.
He's jacked. He's in an arena. Looks like he's ready to fight something or someone. I don't know. Image on the bottom.
It's like a mini Rancor.
On the right-hand side, that is a Derek. Dejarik. And the reason why he might look familiar, I couldn't find the image, but it's one of those hologram characters in the original Star Wars.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
When Chewbacca is playing the chessboard, the holograms, that was one of the monsters, the one that came over and crushed the other guy.
Right.
Kind of cool. Cool little reference. I also love that it looks like a new Razor Crest. Like he was able to get a new ship. He's not flying around that Jedi Starfighter where Grogu's in a bubble behind him. Looks like he's found himself a new ship. That's cool. It looks like Razor Crest. I love it. That's really good. We also got an image, if you look close, that is Zeb, one of the Phoenix Squadron from Star Wars Rebel that is fighting a stormtrooper. We saw a brief piece of Zed in, I think it was Mando season 3, where he was sitting at a bar, but it was just like a teaser, and then he wasn't anywhere else. And I'm like, where is he? So he's out there, and we know that through Ahsoka and Mandalorian, we have seen Hera, and we've seen all of the other members of the Ghost Squadron, including Chopper. So
they all link together now.
They all link together. They all come together, and this is the Mandalorian and Grogu is the first movie. There's a second movie that Dave Filoni is setting up. And there are a lot of people looking at this through the eyes of, this is Jon Favreau. All of these characters are coming together. If this is successful, there could be an Avengers type Star Wars movie where all of these heroes kind of link up.
No.
Big Daddy, who is Emperor Thrawn.
No.
I'm telling you. Admiral Thrawn. Could be.
Stop it.
Just saying. I still can't wait to see it. Speaking of what else I can't wait to see,
look, I would be there opening night too, but
I will be there opening night. There's no doubt. Hey, D23, as you're doing your previews, can you please put Pittsburgh on your list again? Because there's nothing ever up here. Come on.
You got pickles, man.
I saw Mary Poppins, the new one. There was a D23 preview. It was great. Anyway.
Hold on. So, yeah. Speaking of Cal Kestis, my friend.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's move on to the next thing.
Let's do that, because you're right out there, Vlad. Absolutely. Because moving on to Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, Pieces of the Past, now available on Disney Plus. 4 episodes. They're all there. They're all ready to go. I am not going to play audio for the trailer, but here's some interesting things here. Of course, this is where, or maybe I can play audio for this one.
Up the galaxy we all know and love for good.
I can. Very loudly.
Guys became bad guys.
You insolent child.
Bad guys became good guys.
I find your abundance of faith encouraging.
It turns out I kind of like this new galaxy.
I mean, look, I have the Dark Falcon behind me from this. This is a great show. Adults who grew up with Star Wars, kids who like Star Wars. This is just all right. So you asked me, you were going to ask me what my favorite parts were. I want to hear from
what
you
were,
first.
and I wanted to do a top 10. Just cool little things like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah. See, I would have had to think about that beforehand, but there was some really, really neat, interesting things that they show up in this, like seeing Jackson come back, the rabbit,
the deep cut, and he even says, "I'm a really deep cut," which is great.
And
he's from the cartoons. He's from the original Marvel cartoons way back when,
comics.
Comics, yeah, that's what he meant. Comics. Sorry.
Comics. He was an original comic character that
and
nobody
he ended up
liked.
being a figurine 20 years later, an action figure. You do have to like that clip at the end right there. That one right there. Hold on, I got to listen to this one.
I'm almost done checking.
We found a baby Yoda.
The baby's name is Grogu, baby.
Mandalorian. The baby's name is Grogu, baby. I love that.
Speaking of Cal Kestis, the surprise of the whole thing was Cal Kestis made his first appearance ever outside of a video game in Rebuild the Galaxy. And it was just it left me speechless for a moment where I was just like,
it was cool. I love the way that they basically just make something up, right? So Queen Amidala shows up as a pirate. She's a pirate queen in this particular thing.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I thought that was great. I thought her seeing General Organa and a Darth Vader, or it was the Luke Skywalker from the first one, the Luke Skywalker that's the surfer dude, and she goes by him and goes, "You look familiar." It's like, okay, that blows my mind. Number one, that's awesome. Then there was another piece in there, same segment, where Queen Amidala is a pirate and Darth Vader is talking to somebody down a hallway, and they ask about he and Queen Amidala, and he said, "Oh, she once asked me to be the pirate, but a pirate's life isn't the life for me." I just thought that was awesome.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
One-liner.
I love that one-liner. What else you got?
Look, Jar Jar Binks. You throw Jar Jar in anything.
Oh my gosh, Jar Jar comes back like Darth Maul with the body.
He's got little legs for a body and stuff.
And you're just spider legs because he got cut in half.
He can walk.
Listen, when we first talked about this, you said Darth Jar Jar has to be in it. Darth Jar Jar has to be in it.
That's all.
And boom, he shows up. I'm going, oh my god, Greg's going crazy.
Oh, Greg was going crazy. Yeah. Look, it's a great show. If you are a Star Wars fan, you'll like it. If you're a Lego fan, you will enjoy it. If you are just a fan of weird comedy, it's fun. It's
fun. That's it.
It's fun.
Suspend disbelief. It's just fun. It's better than fine. I thought it was funny. I liked the snow speeder, but it was
better than fine. I agree.
The snow speeder was fire. It was all ready to go. I thought that was awesome.
Right, and it was great because they can come out with a million sets, right? And they kind of do that where they're like,
"Well, that snow speeder already is a set."
This is basically like cartoons from the '80s, where everything is an advertisement, right?
Yes.
So they absolutely advertised the new $1,000 Death Star. They absolutely advertised most of their Lego sets.
Yes, let's get back to that Death Star for a second, because you and I've talked about it on the show before. The $1,000 Death Star. It's not a round Death Star. It is a cutout sort of slice of it where you see all the different rooms, and it felt to me that they jumped from room to room, scene to scene in pieces of the past, just to get all of the pieces of this big set in the movie. And how do I feel about that? Sure. It's a big commercial.
It's a commercial. But what was great was you almost could have put the Benny Hill music behind it.
Yes.
Most people wouldn't have caught that reference, and they would have been like, yeah, this is great. It's an advertisement. I was like, no, you put Benny Hill behind it, and you're like, oh, that's funny. It's an advertisement, man. It's good.
It's the storyline is good. There are lots of interesting things like the good Darth Vader and the bad guys who are kind of bad but not bad, and they all end up fighting together. But anyway, it's good. Let's move back into the parks because we're 45 minutes in. We got lots to talk about. This week in the parks, Greg, at Animal Kingdom, you spotted some vertical construction.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you have the image in there of the close-up of Craney McCrane face, but on top of there is two gentlemen working, putting this crane together. And I was like, I have found the job I could not and would not do. Like, I could not stand on the edge of a crane overlooking
Right.
Magic Kingdom
That's
going,
a person standing there is what you're saying?
two people. Yes, that is two people standing up there. And I thought I put the close-up on there, but I obviously did not.
There was another close-up. I didn't see that one. But this is Tropical Americas, clearly.
That's exactly what it is. But what's more important about that image right there, Sam, that is the walkway to get into what was Donald's Dino Bash, Dino Land USA.
Yeah.
That is, go back one.
Yep.
What you don't see is a giant Brachiosaurus or the boneyard or the bridge or anything.
Well, it looks like, is this some remnants of the boneyard over here on the left, maybe?
No, that's actually construction on the other side.
Okay. All right. I could tell it's on the other side of the wall, but the boneyard did not last long.
Remnant of the boneyard, but the rest of it is in a pile of goo in the middle.
Yeah, that got knocked over quickly. That's for sure.
But it was like the Brachiosaurus and all the dinosaurs are now gone.
Well, I am happy to see things going vertical, though. I mean, we have all
that's what the crane's there for.
The crane's there because the steel beams are going to start coming in. They're going to start to construct buildings that shows are going to be in, and sets and pavilions that are going to house. Well, let's jump to the next one because there's they're going to start to build all of this, including the pavilions that are this carousel and the building that's going to be the Encanto house and the attraction. And we're starting. Here we go.
We're starting. That is what that crane is there. That new icon that we are calling a crane, or a new crane that we're calling an icon.
Yes.
It's going to be there for a year or so.
Oh, this isn't open until 27, right?
Yeah.
And I would say probably later in 27, but here's some more construction images from there that you took today, Greg. That used to be the boneyard. My thought was, what is this up here in the distance? But you did get a close-up image of that.
Yep, that was the top of the boneyard where you could get pictures at.
Okay, that's what I thought. So it's kind of a part of it that's up there that's not completely gone yet, but that's where dinos. So where is Donald Duck meeting now in Animal Kingdom?
I have all their locations and I just drew a blank.
That's okay. You have a blog somewhere at fantasylandnews.com.
They have all moved. They're all meeting elsewhere.
Yes.
But those are new walls.
New concept art. Yep. That
all
is
all over the walls. I thought the bats on the walls was pretty cool. The Madrigal family is now out, and you can see that. So the switchover was instantaneous. Look, this is now Tropical Americas. This is no longer Dino Land USA.
Nope. Dino Land is gone. Well, Dinosaur is still open until February, right?
February 2nd.
February 2nd. Okay, so Dinosaur has a little bit of time left, but you need some attraction in that park to take capacity through the holidays, and so they need that. Reduce, reuse, recycle. The Eco Rhythmics, I think they call themselves. They moved locations. It looks like.
Yeah.
Greg's like, yeah, sure, that's what they're called. Here's some.
I was like the Eurythmics. Wait, is what's
No,
her
no,
name?
the Eco Rhythmics. No, Belinda
Oh,
Carlisle's not.
Eco-Rhythmics.
The
Okay.
Eco Rhythmics. This is a good perspective from the other side of Animal Kingdom, where
Yep.
that empty theater is that looks over the water of where that construction is. So it's
Yeah,
over
that's
there.
where Rivers of Light used to perform. So that amphitheater.
Yeah, they got a huge theater that does nothing.
Just does nothing. And I miss Kite Tails, and we don't want to bring that up because I
No,
love
let's
that
just not
show
bring it
and
up.
nobody. Yeah, moving on.
I don't love the show, but I did not like that show. Let's
great
move on. Let's head to Disney Springs because you found some Magic the Gathering Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah, new
Tell
set.
me about this.
So this actually comes out tomorrow. I'm sorry, not
Oh, so
tomorrow. In
wait.
2 days on Friday.
Well,
This
how do you
was
put it in your hand?
accidentally released early at Disney Springs. Not only that, but some folks were able to pull 2 of the foil Infinity Stones in these new packs coming out. There's an Infinity Stone in each
In this
pack.
14 card pack.
So there is 1 Infinity Stone or 2 Infinity Stones per set. Right?
Okay, so let's step back a
Somebody
second.
pulled
There's
one already and sold it instantly for $15,000.
the set is $70, $69.99. Okay, I
And
don't
you get
understand.
14 packs in the bundle.
I don't understand any of this. Vlad, you got to explain to me sometime. I don't get it.
It's a lot. It is a lot. My kids are great at playing it.
I don't understand.
The cards in there look beautiful. Look, they have some of the best artists doing it.
Is there like a board game here? Is this a board game that it goes down on, or no?
It's a play mat.
Okay. All right. So there you go. There's a $69.99 set
It's what
bundle.
Lorcana wants to be, but can't be.
Yes. And this is just
it's
Spider-Man.
being sold on the same shelves as Lorcana, of all things. This was
That's
shocking to see. That's kind of why I took pictures. I was like, first off, normally Wizards of the Coast does not release their sets early because they're trying to make their hobby, the hobbyists, they're trying to make the hobby stores, the card stores very happy. So to release this early to Disney was like, oh, this shouldn't happen.
Did you buy one?
No. What do I
Was
care
it you
about?
that resold the Infinity Stone? No.
If I have $15,000, Sam, I was taking a break today.
I get it.
I was heading to Disneyland.
Let's continue to talk Disney Springs. Jock Lindsay's Halloween Hanger Bar. Looks like you
Certainly
swung
is.
by there. Tell
I
me
have
what's
not
going on.
eaten
Did you
there
go
yet.
inside?
I have not. No, I haven't gone inside yet. I
looks
may.
Cool. Let's go down to the Boathouse.
Yes.
Because there, the Boathouse has always sold ducks, or the ducks that you put on Jeeps or Jeep ducks or whatever. But these are the
not like real ducks. I can't walk in there and walk out with
you get
like
those.
Donald. You're like, oh my
Dude,
god, I got a
no.
little baby duckling. I'm walking out of here.
You
with
get
a duck.
those over at Morimoto Asia. They're hanging in the window over there. Those ducks. That's different. This is a sip. Tell me about this thing because it looks really cool. It's a sailor duck. He's got his sunglasses on. Looks like a straw coming from the top of it. Looks like I need this floating next to me in the swimming pool so that my drink is always handy.
Except I don't know how well it would float because it is ceramic. It is probably the best made sipper at Disney World, right? The ones we have all behind me, they're all plastic, and they all cost between $20 and $30 per. Right? This one costs $25 and is ceramic. The head pops off to fill it up with whatever your drink of choice is.
It looks
it's
big.
Easily to wash. It's easy to clean. It comes with a reusable straw that has like a little duck capper. So it's another rubber. It's a double rubber duck on top of a rubber duck. But yeah, this is the boat captain that everybody knows of from the Boathouse.
Yes.
Funny thing is that the flags you see, the nautical flags,
right,
actually spell TBOF, which is the Boathouse, Orlando, Florida.
Very cool. I like that.
It's cool. $25 ceramic. Yeah,
Did you get one?
No. But
any
I have
AP
to
discount?
if my daughter. Yes, there is AP discount. My daughter really wants one, so I'll probably get one when I get over to Disney Springs.
Good.
Yeah, really well made. They will package it up in bubble wrap for you if you want to transport it home that way.
Yeah, and that's when you're traveling from out of town, it's gonna end up in a suitcase.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna have it full of things too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a lot of ducks in my house, by the way, Sam. My
Okay.
whole staircase leading up filled with
I
rubber
did not
ducks.
know that. I have a lot of Legos
Yeah,
in my house.
you know what, Sam? One of these days, I'm going to grow up and have an adult's house.
Why?
Until then, it looks like a bachelor's house. My
Why?
poor wife hates me.
No, she just wants more ducks.
Yeah. Well, Rory wants more ducks. Holly doesn't want more
Tron
ducks.
Ares is opening in theaters on October the 10th, and it looks
Yeah, it
like
is,
the
buddy.
AMC theater is already ready.
Yup. Well, half of it. The front half.
Okay.
We're-
Is there
I'm
a
waiting for
premiere
the other
happening
half to
there?
be
Well,
done.
you have the full day event coming up in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, the 7-hour all day, go watch
Yeah.
all 3 films, get the popcorn bucket. And by the way, Sam, I have new shoes to wear to it.
Do you have reference to those? Do you have the shoes yet? I'd like to see them.
The shoes come in tomorrow at
Okay.
between 2 and 4 p.m. from FedEx. But
Nice.
Disney Style and Adidas did a Disney X Adidas collaboration with Tron Ares and Adidas shoes, and they have 3 different sets. They have the Tron Ares set, which is the black and red ones, Lightwave, I think they're called. Then they have a black and white one, and it has a blue identity disc for the back heel, which
Oh,
is
that's
the
cool.
ones I ended up getting because that's the original
cool.
Tron. And then they have this really nice, like runner blue and white kind of sneaker.
There was
but
something with the
I will
orange, was
have
there
them
not?
tomorrow.
Did I see something with the orange?
No.
Okay, I thought
Speaking of Tron, by the way,
Yes.
I now know exactly what colors are in the new Tron movie. There is red, obviously, for Ares. They're going to have Flynn and is going to be under blue, but they're
Sure.
also going to have the Enterprise, Disney World Enterprise green color in it.
Oh, Disney World
Enterprise
Enterprise,
Rent-A-Car
like Enterprise
green.
Rent-A-Car.
No,
Yeah,
remember the one where you're getting off the attraction?
yes,
and
the
it's that
photo op.
green, and it's sponsored by Enterprise.
Yes, Enterprise Rental-Car, and it's green
Yeah.
like the Enterprise logo. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
for
Holly,
you-
actually, you live with 4 kids. That's what I'd say.
yeah. Just so everybody's aware, there's going to be a whole lot of more Tron stuff coming out of my site for the next few weeks.
Awesome.
I have
Can't wait to
I
see
am
it.
very, very excited about this movie.
You are, and it's awesome. And heads up, I think we'll be around next week on Wednesday, the 1st of October. But the 8th of October is the day that Greg's going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff Tron-wise, so we may not be having a show that week. More to come. We'll talk about that later. Let's move on with the news because there were some new
We're running out of
ambassadors
time.
announced this week. We are. That's why I'm going to move forward. Walt Disney World ambassadors, they have a 2-year run. It feels like yesterday it was Ali and Rayvon, dude, and now here we are 3 sets later. What's happening with our ambassadors?
These, yeah, I mean, look, we are, Kylie Withers and Felicia Blake are the new ambassadors there for the 2026-2027 years. They were introduced by Jeff Volley at a ceremony the other day, which I thought was great. But what I really want to do is discuss, it was Ali and Rayvon. And
yes,
when you do media at Disney, you get to meet these guys at every single event.
Absolutely.
You get to know these ambassadors really well. And then when you are just in the parks, they will see you and come up and give you giant hugs, and you'll talk to them then they go back to dealing with cast members, right? They are the representative for all the 70,000 cast members at Disney World, and they check in on them. They give them parties. They are there to listen to them. Serena and Shannon were extra special. Shannon especially, I believe in that girl. She is a beautiful human being inside and out. I got to sit with her and do a really long interview. I've gotten to see her many, 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 many times in the parks for many events. Every single time, she has just been a delight to know. She is one of the smartest people that works at Disney, and I have a feeling she's going to work her way up into something very important.
Okay.
And
very cool.
She's got a lot of going on for her. And congratulations to both Serena and Shannon for their 2 years. And welcome in Kylie and Felicia.
Awesome. New ambassadors announced for Walt Disney World. Let's talk holidays because it's still September, and it's time to talk about Christmas because this is Walt Disney World, and we now
Candlelight
have the
Processional. That happened.
Candlelight Processional announcers, narrators have been announced. Henry
certainly are missing
Winkler,
some-
dude, the Fonz. Come
Yeah, but we're
on.
missing some massive names, my friend.
We got Henry Winkler. We have the Fonz. I'm good.
Dude, how horrible is this? Hey, what a horrible lineup. I'm just saying.
It's not horrible.
Ashley
but
Eckstein, really? Come on, man. Girl, you gotta take a break from Disney for a few minutes. Ralph Macchio, the 80s called, and Karate Kid would like its career back. Marley Matlin's cool. Henry Winkler, the dude just needs to. He jumped the
it's
shark.
cool.
He
I'm good
jumped
with
the
that.
shark when the Fonz jumped the shark.
He created Jump the Shark, and this is not jumping the shark. I'm good with him being there.
Brie Larson's cool. I'm going to go see that one. I think Holly and I. That's the one that Holly and I are probably going to go see is Brie Larson.
Very
Jennifer
cool.
Garner, that's cool. Jordan Fisher, that's cool. Maybe he'll sing some Jordan Sparks songs for me, and he'll come out and be like, "Happily ever after," and then people will be like, "Yeah, that's all you're known for."
I can hear Holly yelling at you
Congratulations.
right now from here, by the way.
This sucks.
Santa Claus is moving around over to Epcot this year. Santa Claus had previously been in the Odyssey Pavilion. And if you remember last year at the Odyssey Pavilion, we had Santa Claus. And then over at Communicore Hall, we had the Epcot prototype Cookie of Tomorrow and
Love
the Gingerbread Spaceship Earth. Where's Santa Claus going this year?
Santa Claus, I don't know if Santa Claus is joining the Spaceship Earth prototype community Cookie of Tomorrow or whatever we're calling it. But he is moving over to Communicore Hall, so I have a feeling they're going to be redoing Communicore Hall completely and making it more Christmas vibe, which we're all here for. Love that. We don't know what is happening with the Gingerbread Spaceship Earth. We know it's coming back. Right, we know it's coming back. We just don't know.
I did not know it was coming back.
We also don't know what's now going in Odyssey Pavilion.
I am hoping that for the holidays, we can replicate the magic that the Festival of Arts and Disney on Broadway brought to Communicore Hall, because both the Flower and Garden Festival and the Food and Wine Festival and Goofy Core Hall, come on, Disney, you can do better than that. We know it. Hope that they can do that for the holidays.
I hope the holidays turn out really well.
Look, that Broadway was awesome. It was
that Broadway thing is special.
It's the standard now. It is the standard to which everything will be judged, and nothing has.
I think you can do that with Santa. If you make it look like Santa's the North Pole, you could do a lot. Or Disney, you can do a lot with Santa Claus over there.
You can. Absolutely.
You can pull out old decorations from across the years and just place them, and people will be like, "Oh, this is amazing."
They need to bring back the lights. There used to be I forget what they called it, but the lights that were on the walkway between World Showcase and Anyway. All right, let's move on because Olaf is back as well. Tell me what Olaf is up to.
Dude, I love Olaf's traditional scavenger hunt for all its holiday traditions.
What if there was a website that had the location spoiler free?
I wish
and
there
was.
So as it gets closer and you need the locations, you can always go to fantasylandnews.com and we will have a spoiler warning that we will give them away. For now, we just have the here's what's coming. And you can go read the article there. But when it comes closer on November 28th, I will be there on opening day, and I will run around and find Olaf's and make it easier for you to find Olaf's.
Just like you did for Pluto's Pumpkins and Remy's Ratatouille Squeak, which are there now and part of the Food and Wine Festival. So
ahoy, happy lids, Holly. Exactly. On the Magic Kingdom at the castle, when they do the Frozen Castle celebration show, he mistakenly spells happy holidays as ahoy, happy lids.
That was in one of the specials too, was it not? Anyway, Jollywood Nights, select nights, merchandise dropped. Ollie is everywhere. Greg, are you getting the Ollie ears and the Ollie mug and the Ollie Loungefly?
Dude, unless they bring Ollie himself out, not a chance. Am I going? 100% is my favorite party of the year. I think Jollywood Nights is fabulous. I am not buying it. Look, Sam, I have a rule not to buy merch Not to buy too much merch because I have way too much already.
I was gonna say,
if there was an Ollie popcorn bucket or sipper, I'd be first in line on day one. If I
you
could
gotta
meet,
wonder why. Yeah,
why can't I meet Ollie?
we talked about this previously, and I completely
And
agree.
I will talk about it every time we bring up Jollywood Nights. Just bring me an Ollie meet and greet.
Yeah. Let's keep
Kingdom
pushing
Hearts.
because we are over. Kingdom Hearts pins have showed up at Walt Disney World and Disneyland.
Yeah,
Look like
no, they
earrings,
are
but they're
due
pins.
out in Disney World and Disneyland. These are 2026 monthly drop, limited edition of 4,000 pins that are coming. We had the 25th anniversary pin event here at Coronado Springs the other day, and these were the first 6 months announced. And look, you have a lot of people who love Kingdom Hearts and are Disney fans, and they are eating up this, going nuts that they're putting these pins out. And they're just different keyblades from different worlds. And thanks to Vlad, by the way, because I didn't realize what keyblade went to whom or where. And he sat with me while I wrote the article and was like, nope, this keyblade's from this place. This one's from Agrabah. This one's Peter Pan's. And he helped me write it. So full credit to him.
And by the way, back to your Pluto's Pumpkin Patch and Remy's, the locations are helpful there. Thanks, Lily, for calling that out, that she used great stuff.
I appreciate that, truly.
Yeah. This week in news, Prep and Landing, the Snowball Protocol, a trailer dropped for that.
That was
good.
The
latest in the Prep and
Wayne and Lanny are
series.
back, man. That's awesome.
Wayne and Lanny are back. How about Wayne and Lanny being in a meet and greet inside of Communicore Hall along with Santa? Would that be cool?
No, it'd be better if they were at Jollywood Nights during their show that they put on.
Yeah, okay. All right, so that's new in news. I don't have it here. Also new, don't know if you saw this, Greg, the Topps Chrome chase cards that are part of the Topps Disney series will be the first time that Disney characters have teamed up with Major League Baseball to have their own cards. That's kind of cool.
Funny enough, I was going to write this and knew the information well in advance and decided against it because I didn't want to get in trouble with Disney again.
It's
today,
kind of cool.
It's the 2025 Topps Chrome Disney edition dropped. There's refractor.
Yes, this is a chase card inside
Chrome
of it.
cards. These are
inserted into those packs.
And these are the high value cards that are inserted into the pack. There's probably like a 1 in 350,000 chance of pulling one of these, but these are the big pulls out of that set.
There is a card for every team.
Yep.
And the way that it is working, you have Goofy, Donald, and Mickey, and these cards will be rotating over the next 3 years through all of the divisions so that you will have, in my instance, I'm a Pirate fan, I could end up with a Goofy, a Donald, and a Mickey Pirate card over the next 3 years.
You know what does not
Phillies.
work for, as a Phillies fan, we only need the Fanatic. We don't need Mickey Mouse on a card. We just need the Fanatic. I want a super refractor of the Philly Fanatic.
Do you have a Fanatics card? Because I have a Pittsburgh Pirate mascot card. I forget what year all of the mascots got cards in the Top Series for baseball.
I can, if I could have reached on the other side over here, I have a cutout of the Phillies with Mickey Mouse, and then on that stand is a deck of cards from Topps, and the top card is the Fanatic.
Nice. I have a very similar thing where the Pirate is the top card. Yeah. All right, let's move on because we're almost done
and
here.
By the way, the Phillies, congratulations for making the playoffs and the NL East champions. I'm just saying. Let's go. Red October.
I do not know what it's like to have a baseball team in the playoffs. Anyway.
Yeah. Good year. Good year.
Muppets 70.
Hey, we're on the 70th.
We're up to Muppet 70th. We are on week number 57. Week number 57. We should have seen this come. Bobo the Bear, week number 57 of 70. And Greg, you are all over this. And I decided to keep your last week in here too, because you had the Hilda and the Menomina. And then this week you got Chip and Bobo.
It's Chip from IT.
From IT. Chip from IT and Bobo. So there we go. 57 magnets in.
Love these. We are caught up. We are still on track. It is all good.
Still on track. Yeah, we're 13 more.
Yeah.
Where's Miss Piggy? Where's
I
Gonzo?
don't
They're
know.
coming. They're coming. They're coming.
But on that note, Sam, another good week, my friend, and we are over time.
Absolutely.
And
We are
so
over
I
time.
will
We'll be back
say-
October the 1st, 2025. Yeah, we'll figure that show out because I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in a hotel room somewhere, but I'll be here.
Yeah. Sam likes to bring me live into his hotel rooms. It's weird. Just this thing. Moving on.
Keep
Anyway,
moving.
you can always get Sam at samsdisneydiary.com, or if you're watching on YouTube, Sam's Disney Diary on YouTube. You can get him on Instagram, Sam's Disney Daily. You can catch me all the time. Of course, Fantasyland News across all socials. Fantasyland News blog. Yeah, Fantasyland News. And I think it's Fantasyland Plus on X. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, as my favorite movie, Tron says, end of line.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next week, October the 1st, 2025. Check us out live on YouTube. Thank you for joining us again. We really appreciate it. Congaloo.